Tundra enthusiasts. Quick update. Lots of videos out there for the BAKFlip MX4, and overall just their series of products, all kind of install similarly. Lots of videos on how to do that. One thing I ran into, I'm in Houston. We are super humid, like 11 months out of the year, right? So a couple things that I'm slight modifications that I made or attempting to make that I wanted to share. We'll see how this plays out, but thought I'd go ahead and post this video to kind of give everybody who's going through a similar circumstance, particularly if you're in the southeast kind of wet part of the country, on how this may help you. So great product. I like it. I like how it's looking so far. One thing that isn't working right now is this deal, which is just the simple gasket that it has an adhesive backing that sticks to the back rail across the bed of the truck, as you see here. Now, obviously my truck is spray lined, so this bed liner, it being not a smooth surface, and like I said, probably containing more moisture, or maybe it, having some moisture issues to a degree on the outside. It's hard to get this thing dry and not feel a little oily, I guess. Maybe it's new, I don't know. Certainly not as clean as being able to take the raw just bed and wipe that down and make sure it's super dry, and rubbing some alcohol across it. Bottom line is, it wasn't adhering to this bed liner as well as I had hoped. So after one night of good rain, it's now coming off pretty easily. So trying to solve for that. At the same time, you recognize the natural gap, which is the whole reason these drain tubes, you can see one there on the far side, exist, is to keep any moisture that does seep in and giving it a place to go. So, maybe something we can avoid with this little modification I'm trying to make. So that's the main kind of problem I'm looking to solve. The other thing that I wanted to just have a cleaner look on was where these drain tubes go. And you could see on the left-hand side there, point to it here, right here, I've removed the cap. Now, I had a spray-on liner. For those who have the same spray-on liner, you're gonna have to kind of cut around that cap. And cut's a bad word. You really just need to kind of score the edges of it. And you could see there's a similar cap on this side. All I did was score the edges of this thing with a screwdriver, and then I was able to kind of pull that cap off, no problem. I'll show you what that looked like. But ultimately, what I was going for is creating this. And sorry, that's a little bit of a distance here, but without climbing in and out of this thing 4 times. You can see I've created a little elbow for the drain line to go into. I'll show you what that looks like up close. So that was another opportunity I thought that made sense to kind of try and modify, just to give it a little cleaner look, a little more finished look, as we look to install this bad boy. So there's the rails, all good there. Probably gonna have to take them off based on this mod I'm gonna make, and then put them back on. We'll see how it plays out. So I'm gonna walk over here to the equipment that is gonna be changed up a little bit. So here are the drain tubes. There's 2 of them that go into the plug. I'll start there. So this is the plug that I've put into the little cap here. And all I did was take an elbow, connect it with a little a cap, I guess is what you call it, and just to keep it from moving around or getting overly loose. It's actually wedged in there pretty good. My kind of nasty way of just drilling some holes in this thing, then forcing it through, good enough. This is what this was, the bed liner was actually on. So as you can see, this is the result of cutting that bed liner out. Like I said, not a big deal. Freaked me out a little bit just because I was reluctant to cut anything on this new truck, but made sense, obviously, really the only option. So this little piece right here and then this little cap on the back, sorry I'm doing this one-handed, are right here. So this is the elbow, that's this piece. Oops, sorry about that. Just a quick grab at Home Depot. And then the back of the little holding cap is this little, they call it an insulating bushing. So those are the two kind of pieces. Again, just picked them up at Home Depot, a few bucks. So now onto the, so that's one little, I thought, clean install we could do just to help clean that up a little bit. Here's the bigger piece. This is a little leftover adhesive strip of what I showed you that's failing, for me anyway, on the back as I tried to put it on the bed liner. So here's what I'm gonna do. I went ahead and bought this piece of pipe insulation, about the same, thickness as this original adhesive. And because this thing wraps around, I think I may be able to get away with putting this around the back side of this entire part of the truck, bed of the truck. So if I stick this and wrap it around here, let it come into focus there, and wrap it around here, which just, by the way, does have some adhesive on it already. So I'm going to give that a go and see if I can't close the gap that exists all within this space, so it'll solve that issue. And then this adhesive side, at least this side, can stick to the exposed part of the bed of the truck there probably a little better. So that's what I'm shooting for. I don't know if this side will really stick that well, because then we're back to the same problem of trying to get it to adhere to the bed liner. But frankly, I won't need it to, because I think just the pressure of the cover itself and then this back piece will be enough to create a pretty tight seal. So that's what I'm going for. We'll see how it plays out. I'll post another video, see part 2 of what this thing looks like, and maybe not. Could be back to trying to solve this just with some added adhesive to this thing to help it adhere a little better, finding a different kind of stripping or just taping it somehow differently. I did read someone had suggested just putting this on the cover itself instead of trying to stick it to this, which that may be an option as well, but I'm not sure if I've at this point ruined the adhesiveness on this one. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll see how this looks and show you the finished product. I think either way, I'm probably gonna give it a run, let it roll for a little while, let it get wet, and keep you guys posted. All right, thanks.